So from today till few weeks, I will start something new in the React.js that is called the master project. Master project means this project is the basis of all the projects which we will build in future. So any website which we will build will depend on this master project. So anything which you need, any help, will go back to refer this project in case of any problem if we get in future projects. So this is the master project which I will start, and subsequently I will create many other projects depending on this master project. So doing the master project is most important so that you can do other projects along with the master projects. Okay, so this is the website building project, and we will be starting it today. And there are many other projects which are not related to building website, a kind of website, but they are also some kind of functionality which we will do later. And along with this master project, I will do, this is something kind of application type. Along with master project, I will also complete whatever is pending, like use ref. I told you this use memo, which is kind of pending, which I have not completed. I will do those together with this master project. Okay, so don't worry about this one right now. We will do it slowly and gradually along with the master project. Now, doing the master project also, first I will guide you. You have to do it, and then I will do it. Okay, so I will not do first and ask you to do it. I will guide you, and you have to start doing it. And then, if you fail to do it, or if you don't understand, then I will do it and help you how to do that thing. So that is how we will go with the master project. Okay, so we will start with the master project today, and this master project may go for a week. Now let's see what things we need to put in the master project. Consider any website, for example, Facebook, okay, or consider meetup.com, or consider Twitter. Okay, so let's consider any website which we have. What things we need? First thing is we need the login. Okay, second thing is we need the logout. We need the register page, registration. Okay, navigation, registration. Then we need the forgot password page. We need the change password one. Okay. And every website has different way of doing login, logout, registration, forgot password, or change password. And we will be doing one way which I am familiar with, or which I like it. You can do it in your project. You can do whatever way you want. You can do that one. Now, any website, we have the form. So either we create a record or we update record. So we need to do that also. So if I am on the Facebook, I am putting in the news feed. So I am creating the record. Then if I want to edit something, I am updating the record. I always log in to the Facebook account. So this part is also there. So if you take any website, if you take meetup.org also, to create the event, we create a record. Okay, to update the record, we update the record. Or then we delete the record also. So we should have the ability to delete the record also. So this is the form which we take it. Next, what we see, there is many websites with the pages called the master and detail page. What is master detail page? So for example, you will see a title of many records in master page. And then when you click the title, you go to the detail page. That is what happened, like Craigslist. If you open Craigslist, you see all the titles are there on one page, and when you click the title, you go to detail page. So we have to create master and detail page also. So if we do all this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, forget about this right now, forgot password, change password. If we do login, logout, registration, and then create record, update record, delete record, and master detail page, you can build almost anything in any website. So you don't need any other thing except this few things. So in master page, we should also take care of pagination. So these are the things we should take care of in any website which we will build, and that is what we will be doing in our master project. And there are many small projects which are not related to the master project, small projects which I will describe when I will reach to that part. I will not describe that today. What are these small projects which we have to do it? So from today we will start the master project and we will complete all these steps, and we should do this thoroughly in our mind. So next time if I ask you to create something, the master project, you should do everything quickly. Though you can refer something on the website, but at least you should get the idea and you should build the things very quickly and in few hours. Okay, that is what task is. Now let's start the master project. First thing which we will do is we will install the React project. So everyone knows how to install the React project. Those who are new, they can watch my old videos and then they can reach to this point. So everyone has to start installing the new React project, and once it is done, we will move further. So now you have to do first and then I will do. I will not do before you do. But since this installation, I will do along with you. Okay, so now you start. Once you finish this installation, you have to say done in the chat so that I know who has completed it. So everybody has to do this part, or whatever I will tell you, everyone has to complete that part. Okay, so let's do this part, installation. Since installation is very basic, I will also do along with you. Otherwise, everything I will do after you have done it. Okay, so I'm in the React.js folder. I will run the command npx create react app, and I'll give the name of the project. Maybe I can say project master. This will be the very thorough but template kind of project. All the projects will be, you have to refer to this project when we will do all other projects related to this master project. So first thing you have to do is installation of the React project, and this is the step how to do it. Since everyone knows this step, I did along with this one. And once you're done with this step, you have to tell me that you're done so that I can tell you next steps. Okay, mine is done. How many of you have completed it? Okay, Anand done. I will write down now the students who has completed it. Okay, so I can keep track. So you have to do everything in front of me. I will not give you time to do after the class. Everything you have to do it and then I will do it. So only Anand and Ole has completed this step. Okay, Kate also done. So nothing done. Okay, things will become little complicated as we move ahead. So this is the first step, very simple step. Okay. I expect others to send the message once you're done in the chat. Okay, let's go to the next step. So everyone has to install the material UI. Everyone should know how to install the material UI. If you don't know, I will give you the steps, but you have to follow it. You have to run this command npm install material emotion react emotion style, and also you have to run this icons npm install MUI icon material. So you have to go inside the project master and you have to run these two lines of the command and then put the following code inside the index.html in the head section. So these are the steps you have to do it. Once you complete the steps, you have to tell me and then I will do it. Okay. So if we see here material UI, so in the material UI, if I go installation, we have this path. These two things you have to run. This thing you have to run, and then you have to run this part. You have to put this part in the index.html, and for the icons, you have to install this one. Same thing I've written in this notes. Where are the notes? Okay, let me put this notes in this project master readme also. Okay. So everyone has to install the material UI. Let me know once it is done. Then I will do it. If you cannot copy or cannot see this, you have to go to the material UI website and copy it from here. So this is a step 2. Okay, this is a step 1. Okay, Anand and Sonu saying done. So you can watch, I'm installing this line right now. After that, I'll install this line and then I will put this in the index.html page. Okay, so this part is done. Now we will do this part. Okay, so this part is done. I will put this part in the index.html. So index.html is inside the public index.html. I will put after this title. You can put anywhere inside the a tag. I will put inside the below the title. Okay. Okay, so this part is also done. Okay, so let's go to the next step. Next step is step number 3. So we complete 2 steps. Now here, install the React router DOM. This is needed for the routing part. Routing part, that means if I have /login, it should go to login page. If I have /logout, it should go to the logout page. So to install it, we will run the command npm install -- save React router DOM. But thing is that it will install the version number 6, and I don't want version number 6 because we have not done yet the 6th version. We have not studied that 6th version. I will explain the 6th version in few weeks, after few weeks. So that's why right now I want only the version 5. So for version 5, we will see what package.json is saying. So here it is saying React router DOM version number 5. So I will just say here npm install React router @5.3.0. Okay, we will install this one. So run this line and install the React router DOM and say @5.3.0 because we need to install that version. Don't install 6th version. 6th version has some different syntax which we will do later on. So just install this step number 3. Okay, I'll also run this one. Okay, so I'm done running this command. Now next step is step number 4. Next step is do the cleanup work in the current folder structure. So how to do the cleanup work? You have to okay, so I'm not getting that command. Means what? So you are not able to run this command. I will give you in the chat. See if you can copy and paste. So make sure it is minus minus saved. Sometimes when I copy paste, this minus minus goes away and there is only one minus. So you have to make sure there are two minus sign here. So this Google font link, you can get it from the Material Guy website. See, if you go here, this is the URL. I will paste this URL. If you go this URL, you can find this Google font link here. Try to go to the document and try to do it from the document. Okay, so now you have to do some cleanup work. Cleanup work will be you have to empty the contents of app.js file. Just keep div tag, one div tag. Okay, delete current two import statements from app.js. So I'll just tell you what you have to do. So if you open the app.js, you have to clean all this one. You have to delete all this part. You have to delete this part. You have to delete these two lines. Okay, so this is the cleanup of app file. And then in the app.css, you have to delete everything. Index.css, you have to delete everything. Okay, empty app.css file, empty index.css file. Okay, so these three things, and add following line in app.js file. So since import statement is not there, we have to import React from React in app.js. So just add this line. So this is the cleanup work which you have to do. Just let me know when you are done with this one. Okay, so many of you have done it. Now I will do it. Try to be very fast. Before me, you have to do it. Because if I do and then you do, then you have not learnt anything. I'm doing same thing what I told you. I will empty this index. I'll empty app.css because these are the default files. We don't need that one. Okay, so this is a cleanup command. What else? Okay, so also we have to delete. I will add few more lines. Delete logo.svg file. So we have to delete the file. Which file? This s logo.svg file. Delete this. Okay, so we have to delete this also. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, let's go to the next step. Okay, next step. Now this is the source folder. I will keep all my files inside one folder inside the source folder. Now we have to think what files we have to create. Step number 5, we have to think. Step number 5. So first is create a folder. Create a folder. Components inside the source. Okay, we have to create this components folder, and inside the components we have to create all our components. So what components we have to create? Make sure everything is capital letter, starting from the capital letter, and also no space in creating the components. So first component we have to create is login.jsx. We have to create all the files which we mentioned here. Login, logout, registration, create, update, delete, master detail, and pagination. We have to create all these components. So first is login.jsx. Just create this file. I will create only one file. Okay, let me show you one file how to create it, and then you to do it all together. First, let us define what files you have to create. Register.jsx. Okay. Next is logout.jsx. Next is forgot password, so forgot.jsx. Next is change.jsx. That is a change password. Next will be the master page, master.jsx. Next will be detail page, detail.jsx. Next will be pagination, so I'll say pagination.jsx. Next will be the create.jsx. Create will also do the work of update. So create and update will be done in the create page. We will not create separate page for the create and update. Create one will do both the work. What are the other pages we have to create? Think. Delete.jsx. So if we want to delete something, we will create delete part. Okay, yeah. Let's say header. So let's say header.jsx. Some header should be there where navigation bar is there. We create the header.jsx. Then there will be footer.jsx. Yeah, so these files are needed. So I will create only one file, and then rest you have to create yourself. Maybe more components will come in the picture as soon as we will move, but right now the top level are this one based on this idea which we are going to build it. Okay, so let's try to create all this one. So let's try to create login. So I will create one, then you have to create all, because maybe you may not do as I want. So I components. So let me create a new file called as login.jsx. Always keep the name as .jsx because we are putting JSX code inside it. So here I will say RFCE. When I say RFCE, it will automatically give me this kind of structure. Then I'll copy here login and paste it here. So that now I know this function as is the login function, login component. Okay, so like this you have to create all these files. Okay, think from your mind and just create. Go on creating all these files inside the components folder. Let me know once it is done. typing RFCE, it's showing something this one. So maybe you need to install this EA7 React Redux snippets and then it will work. So make sure you have installed this extension, then it will work. Okay, I will also start creating all these pages. So it will help me to do the things fast. Another done. Rakesh done. Somu Singh done. So you're pretty fast. I can save it also as I'm saving it as different file. There may be some files which I may delete later if it is not needed. But right now let me create it. Okay, so all are done. Okay, I hope everybody has completed till this step kind of thing, and we have the sample code which we put here. Now this all component should be tied to the URL. So for example, if I paste login, I should go to the login component. If I type logout or register, it should go to this component. If I say logout, it should go to this component. If I say forgot, I should go to this component. Something like that. I'll create the path for each one. Change. Okay, let me write it down again here. I'm just first putting, yes, we need to create router component, which I will do it now after I give this URLs. So master will be here. I will type master, and detail should also always have the ID. So it should be ID. So I will type in the URL detail and the ID which I want to go. So it should have always the ID. Pagination is not a separate component. It should be inserted in the master one. So I will not have URL for the pagination. But for create, I will have the URL. And for the edit one, I will create the URL edit and /.id. So if I put /edit/id, I will go to this component, but URL will be this. So which ID I want to edit it, which record I want to edit it is mentioned here. Then we have delete. Also delete should have the ID, which ID I want to delete it. Header will be incorporated in somewhere here. So it's not a separate URL. This is also not a separate URL. Okay, so this is what we have to do in this. So for this URL mapping, we need to create one routing component. And so you have to create one file called as routes or my routing. Something I'll keep the name, which should not, collide with the default value. Sometime, if I create routes, there may be some keyword routes. So I am putting myrouting.jsx file. So this myrouting.jsx file should be at the top level, not inside the components. So create myrouting.jsx inside the source folder, not inside the component folder, and put the default code inside this one. Let me know when you're done with the routing part. Put default code. Default code means this one. So just put RFCE for this and create this file. Let's finish this file. Okay, so let me put myrouting.js inside the source folder, JSX, and I'll put RFCE. So I get this myrouting. Now this file you have to do, and I will guide you how to do it, and then you have to do it. So let me guide you myrouting.jsx, how you have to do it. So you should always import the React. I will not put all the statements. I'm just saying import React. You know how to import React from React. Okay. Second thing, you have to import something from React router DOM. What thing you have to import? One is called the browser router, one is called the switch, and another is called the route. Import this from React router DOM. Okay. Then third thing, no link. Right now, no link. Okay. Don't put link right now. Okay. Link will be done later on. Okay. Now, after this, you have to import all the components which you have built. So I will do, let's say, import all above components. Okay, so import login from login.jsx, register from register.jsx, import all the components. So import login from components login.jsx, because routing is outside and this login is inside component. So you have to go import login from components /login.jsx. So you have to import all this in this one, browser routing. Okay, after you import all this, so create a top level div tag. Inside div tag, you create a tag called as browser router. Inside browser router, you create the switch tag. If you don't know how to do this, we have already done in the my routing project where I have shown you how to do this. See, we have the browser router. Don't put this line. Start with the switch, and then we have the route part for each components. So you have to create routing part like this inside the switch part for each component and the path. And I already showed you the path. What is the path is here. So what you do, div browser component switch. Don't put this div part. Okay, don't put this one. Just start with the switch. Then switch. After switch, create a route for each of above URLs. So these are the URLs. So you have to create a route like this for each of them. Okay, so that's what we have to do. Okay, let me know when you're done. I will not show you this one. You already done this one. Okay, so this is what you have to do. One we have not found also, which you can avoid now. We will do this not found later. So right now just create other routes and let me know once it is done. And once you're done, I will create this all steps. So my routing.jsx file should be inside the source folder. Inside the source folder, not inside the components folder. Though you can create inside component folder also, but I want to keep it separate because routing is tied to everything. So I will put in the main source folder. And if you don't know any line or anything in this, just wait for me to do it. Or you go to your back project, try to refer it and do it. I prefer you should do these steps yourself. Okay, so I will also do you should do yourself, complete it, and if you get stuck, you can watch me also doing it. I will do all these steps together now in my routing file. Okay, hope you will do yourself and I will do it now so that if you miss something you can do it. So I already imported React from the React one. Then we to import browser, router, switch, and route from React router DOM. Then we to import all the components. So I'll say import login from components / login. So I'll copy and paste multiple times, and then I'll try to get it. Header at pagination and footer are not needed. So we are done with this one. Now we will start with the div, then browser, router, switch, and create route all. So let's do that one. So I have already div. So let me start with the browser, router. I'll close this. Then I will start with the switch statement. Then I'll close it. Then I'll start with the route statement. And route should have exact, and it should have path. Path will be /login, and the component. Lastly, component will be the login component for this one. And then I self close this route. Now I'll copy this line multiple times. Start with the register. Then I'll start with the logout. Then I'll start with the forgot. Then start with the change. Then I'll start with the master. Then it will be the detail. Detail should be with :id, that is dynamic value will come id. So whatever we try to edit it, it will come here. Then it will be the create, and then same thing, create component I call, but it will be now edit page, edit and id. Then we have the delete page with delete and id, which record I want to delete it. That is what I will put it here. So this is the routing page. We will add it, we will modify it after some time, because we may need to add more path and more things will come. So I will put it here, all my code. Okay, let's So if you have not done, you can copy my code and paste it in your, not paste it, just check it and do it. Okay, now what I will do, I will, one second. Okay, so now I will test it. Okay, whether it's working, all the URLs are working or not. I'll just run npm start. Okay, started. Let's run it. So since I have not given anything for the main slash, so nothing is coming. But if I go to login, I should see login page, but I don't see it here. Something is not good. Tell me why my page is not coming. Okay. So the reason is that I created this my routing, but I am not calling this routing path. So next step is you need to, I'll put what is the next step. Call my routing component in app.js. So what we have to do, we have to call the my routing component in the app.js so that it should work. Right now we are not calling it, so it's not working. So we have to call this my routing component in app.js. Since this is small thing, I will just do it without waiting for you. So here in the app, I will import my routing from my routing, and then I will call this my routing here in the app.js. So I'll remove the delete div tag. I'll put my routing. Okay, let's save it. Okay, now it should work. 1 second, let me check. So since I'm on the login page, I can see login part. I will put logout. So I will see logout part. If I put nothing, there is no URL for slash. I will try other URLs. Forgot. I'm going to forgot page. So now I'm going to all the different page by typing in the URL. So you should also be seeing the same thing, but I'm able to see it. This is the app. Okay, change the app.js. I will write down here in the readme. So change the app.js file as below. Okay, so we will call this routing so that it should work. Okay, let me try to. Okay, so that's it for today. Any questions on this one? So we'll continue with this tomorrow, and it may go for a few days, maybe this whole week we have to devote to this project master. And once this project master is done, then other projects will be similar to this one. So for you, it will be easy to do other projects. I will be asking you to do many such projects similar to this master project. So once master project is done, all will be mostly copy paste from your old code. Okay, so routing code. Okay, so this is my routing page. Make sure your parse server is working for tomorrow, because whatever we'll do tomorrow, it will be using the parse server. So your parse server should be working by tomorrow. As I know, it was working last week, but make sure it is working for tomorrow also. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so I am giving you one URL in the chat. Whatever we did today, that is there in the chat. You can go through the steps to memorize it, go through this again and again. You can create master project 1, 2, 3 and revise the things which we did today. Okay. So as far as I know that you did this before me, right? And I did it so that if you have done any mistake, you can correct it. Okay, so that's all for today. We'll continue this part tomorrow. I wanted to take today one more thing, but I don't have time. So let's do that thing also tomorrow. Okay, that was react.memo, which I wanted to do today, but we'll do tomorrow. Okay.